to the dictionary, the noun label is defined as follows: a classifying phrase or name applied to a person or thing, especially one that is restrictive or inaccurate. As humans, we all have either experienced being labeled or the labeler. Now, words can hurt more than actual physical pain. Physical pain can actually be healed and repaired with time, whereas words, they can last forever. As humans have a tendency of labeling things they do not understand. Labeling is like walking through a forest. Wow, great job. You identified a bird or even like a tree, but you'll never truly understand how deep the roots of that tree can actually go, or how high that bird can actually fly. I recall several times when I was labeled, where I was labeled. In the moment, they're just words that were said, words that were a part of a sentence. But as I grew, they became attached to my name and a part of my makeup. I didn't want people to use these terms to define me, because when I looked in the mirror every day, I didn't see these labels and their negative meanings. I simply saw me. For example, my behavior has gotten me the label of being wild, when in reality, I was simply living life to the fullest. I lived in the moment, cautious of the future, but never limited by the unknown. People didn't seem to understand this. Instead, they labeled me. I always felt that being called wild was an insult, because when you see a wild animal, you don't want to cuddle with it. Your first instinct is to run. And said animals are also usually killed, caged, or captured. The label smart has also followed me my entire life, because I'm always told that I'm the smart one of the family or the smart one of the group, and it's very stressful and very annoying. It always made me feel as if I was living up to an expectation that I would never see or never reach. I started to stress about school and stress about getting good grades that people deemed smart. When someone is constantly telling you that you're smart, the expectations that people place on you only continue to rise. Therefore, I started to fear being dumb. Like, how could you go from being smart to dumb and expect people to treat you the same way or have the same reaction, the same feelings about the world? You can't. The labels that followed me didn't only stem from school pressure. They also came from the color of my skin. I've been called an angry black girl so many times, I've lost count. The majority of the time, I wasn't even angry. I was simply speaking my mind and spitting cold, hard facts. But people didn't seem to, again, understand this. Instead, I was labeled based off of my gender and my classified race. This was a lesson that I had to learn. When people don't want you to speak on certain things, or they fear that your views may alter the views of another, they'll label you in order to silence you. In order for people to not listen to you, they'll label you. The term black goes far beyond being a race. If anything, I'm brown and I'm African American. However, in society, education, and family, the term black is usually describing something negative. This isn't a secret. Society has also taught many people to fear black men, or to believe that all black women are angry, or all black children are ghetto and lazy with no home trainings. These are just a few things that come with the label that I was born with. Education has also taught black children that proper education is not a privilege or a right that they have. Again, this is not a secret. This is very open, very apparent, but people choose to ignore it. My mother, however, has had several conversations with my brother and I about being black and about the possible discrimination that we may face every day going outside. Whether it's being searched by cops, followed in stores, stared at on the train, as if we don't belong there. This was when I realized that labeling was a technique that kept people in denial. It was a tool to control someone's mind and their views, making it very dangerous. As a society, we need to take our time to understand and realize that words do hurt, and that labeling someone can actually follow them their entire lifetime. Labeling is also subconscious, but also purposeful. There's a major difference between labeling someone to damage their image and then labeling someone because you don't understand them.